Good day, everybody. This is Charmaine Miller, your running partner once again on this journey of continual learning and personal growth. Thank you for joining me to be informed, inspired, and enlightened so that you can keep evolving into a better version of you. Just in case you haven't noticed the sweltering heat and humidity that's all around, let me be the first to announce that summer is here. You better believe it. For my wonderful, hardworking colleagues who have been enriching the minds of students for the past 10 months, you need to know that summer is here. Yippee! Do I hear you rejoicing with me? Yes, this is your time to rest and relax, to be refueled and rejuvenated, but it's also your time to act as the learner. Now, I know most of you have been learning all along because that's just what great teachers do. You are the ones who have realized, like Dan Miller says, that continual learning is the key to continual living. That's right. If you dare to keep living and thriving, then you have to be committed to constantly learning. I mean, what good is it to be living without gleaning something? If you ask me, living without learning is simply existing. But come on, educators. You know, like I know, that we follow a stricter judgment. If we desire to be effective, we don't have that option to remain stagnant in learning, because those who dare to teach must never cease to learn. You see, you might be a teacher or an instructor, but you should never stop being a practitioner. So most of you have been learning right alongside your students this past school year. Hats off to you. But now you get to intensify the learning even more, preferably at someone else's expense, or at least with little investment from your pocket. Yeah, the struggle is real, right? That's why today I want to share with you one easy way you can keep learning all summer long at no additional cost. And that way is to expand your personal learning network. These are the network of teachers and even administrators and coaches with whom you associate with on a professional level. You may have heard it said many times before that iron sharpens iron. But you need to be around the iron for the sharpening to take place. Then you need to engage the ironing through meaningful dialogue, reflection, and questioning. Mike Smoker agrees that this collaboration is vital because collaboration allows teachers to capture each other's fund of collective intelligence. Doesn't this make sense? Expanding your personal learning network gives you the opportunity to glean from what others have already learned. You can only do this when you've realized that none of us is as good as all of us. That's why I'm asking you to reevaluate your community of professional friends. Not your BFFLs, your best friends for life, but your PFFLs, your professional friends for learning. Who are they? Think about it. If you can't think of at least 5 persons you can call this summer to have a stimulating conversation over a cup of coffee, a bowl of salad, or some other tasty treat, then you need to begin to expand your personal learning network. And even if you do have those faithful 5 that you can lean on for an invigorating professional discourse, consider growing your network even more. But be sure to include folks who think differently than you do. Too often, we choose to be around those who would agree with everything we say. If you are serious about learning and growing, this kind of attitude will not do. So seek after that educator who does the most outlandish instructional activities that make you uncomfortable. Or even the teacher who believes or practices alternative assessment rather than the traditional pen and paper that you might ascribe yourself to. You'll be surprised what you'll learn and what you'll be able to offer others in return. But when you do convene with your network, be sure to make it a purposeful conversation. Don't let it fall into a gossiping session or a time to compare what was purchased on your latest vacation trip. Set your intention to focus on issues that you can learn from. You might consider, trying this tripod format that I've established, that I've used myself. And in fact, this is something I've used in my courses with prospective teachers to get them talking and It's easy to follow. Here's the three parts: a happening, a hurt, and a hope. So first, you may want to start your conversation off with a happening. This could focus on something that you've learned that's taking place in schools or in education in general that might impact what you do. It could be a new policy, an innovative idea, a change in classroom requirements, or just about anything that's happening that's related to what you do. You might also use this to reflect on something that has happened to you this past school year, especially those happenings from which you might want to get more insight. So you can also use this as your time to speak about the big wins of the past school year as well. All right, so the first part may want to be a happening. The second part of your dialogue with your colleagues could be a hurt. Now, a hurt is something that has left you feeling a bit confused, frustrated, overwhelmed, or even unsettled. All right, now this is finally your free card to moan and groan a bit, just a little bit, and just for a little while, and with the intention to get feedback on how you can make it better or make you better. The hurt might be related to your relationship with your parents or your interaction with your administrators. It may even touch on classroom dynamics and instructional concerns. Whatever it is that has taken up space in your mind is worthy to dialogue about with your personal learning network. After you've talked about a hurt, then consider mulling over your hopes. A hope is just that, something that you are hoping for, wishing for, either for yourself directly as a growing professional or for your classroom or your school community. This is where you get to put on your optimistic lens and your researcher's thinking cap. Your hopes won't just be a random list of resources that you want to see in your classroom or in your school. No. I'm advocating that you think of hopes that are grounded in what the research is saying about you as a teacher professional who wants to stay on the cutting edge. Think of what they're saying you require to be better. I hear you asking the question, how can I expand my network when school is closed or closing soon? Great question. Stay tuned for next week's video when we will answer this question with another easy way you can keep learning all summer long at no additional cost to you. But in the meantime, remember to expand your personal learning network. And when you do meet with your network, use the suggested 3-part format to guide your time together. Consider talking about a happening, a hurt, and a hope. Yes, summer is here, so let's get the summer learning started. If you found this video helpful, take a few seconds to share it with a coworker or friend. If you haven't done so as yet, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Proactive Skill Developers, and like our Facebook page. We always appreciate hearing from you, so leave a comment while you're there and join the conversation and let us know what you plan to do to keep learning this summer. In the meantime, let's choose to keep learning and growing, because what we learn becomes a part of who we are. And like Einstein said, once we stop learning, we start dying. So never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. Until next time, to your success.